Watch closely the next time an anime hits its most powerful moment. The hero raises a sword, the music swells, and the picture stops moving. A single painted frame, held, the wind frozen, the eyes locked. Nothing on screen actually moves. You feel the tension rise, and you have been trained to read that stillness as art. Here's the part nobody tells you. That gorgeous, dramatic freeze was not invented to make you feel something. It was invented to save money. The most celebrated trick in anime was born from a budget that could not afford to draw. Let me show you how. Animation is brutally expensive. To make something move smoothly, you draw it again, and again, and again. Western studios, in their golden age, drew on twos, a new picture every 2 frames. Roughly 12 fresh drawings for every second on screen. Now imagine you have a fraction of that money. This was Japanese television animation in the 1960s. Tiny budgets, punishing weekly deadlines. Not enough artists, not enough time, not enough cash to draw 12 pictures a second. So they asked a different question. Not how do we draw more, but how do we draw less and get away with it? That question created a whole grammar of cheating, and every trick in it is one you now mistake for style. Start with the hold. If a moment does not need motion, do not animate it. Draw one beautiful frame and simply leave it there. While the picture sits still, the voice acting carries it, the music carries it, your imagination carries it. You stop seeing a static drawing. You start feeling a held breath. The freeze was the cheapest thing they could possibly do. It also turned out to be the most dramatic. But the hold alone was not enough, because a frozen screen held too long looks dead. So they added the second trick, movement without animation. They slid the camera across a still painting, a slow pan up a character's face, a drift across a battlefield that never actually changes. Nothing in the image moves. The image just glides. Your brain registers motion and stays awake. The artist drew once and moved a sheet of glass. And once you can fake motion across one frame, you start asking what else you can reuse. That is the third trick, reusing the drawings themselves. A cell is a single transparent layer in the picture. Keep the background still and you only redraw the parts that change. A walking loop can repeat forever. A mouth can flap over a face that never moves. The same explosion, the same speed lines, the same crowd can be pulled out of a drawer and used again next week. Each trick made the last one cheaper. The hold saved frames. The pan hid the hold. The reused cell paid for both. This is the thing that gets called limited animation, a polite name for drawing as little as humanly possible, and it should have looked cheap. Instead, something strange happened. Audiences did not feel cheated, they felt gripped. Because the freeze does something fluid animation cannot. It tells your eye exactly where to look, and then it refuses to let go. It holds the most important image on screen, and dares you to keep staring. The constraint accidentally invented emphasis. A whole visual language grew out of that accident. The dramatic, still on the angry face. The slow pan across the aftermath. The single held frame at the moment of impact, lingering one beat too long, so the feeling has somewhere to land. Directors stopped doing it to save money. They started doing it because it worked. The cheat became the craft. Now think about what this means for you. Every time an anime freezes and your chest tightens, you are responding to a decision a finance department forced 60 years ago. You think you are watching a choice about emotion. You are watching the ghost of a choice about cost. And here is what the budget could never have predicted. The frames they could not afford to draw became the frames you cannot forget. The empty space did the work. Your mind painted in the motion that was never there. That is the secret hiding inside your favorite scene. The stillness was not the studio running out of money. It was the studio handing the moment to you. Now you know.